Cousin Internet. It's me, Cousin Todd, with Mama's Comedy Show. And with me is Cousin Kenny.
Hello.
Hi, Kenny.
Hey, Todd. How's it going?
That was a really good hello.
Good. Is it more manly this time?
Have you been working on it?
I have, actually.
That was a big deal. Your first hello of the year.
Yes, it's a very big deal. I'm very proud of it myself, to be honest.
I can just picture you at home going, hello.
I've been practicing all Christmas break.
Have you watched The Witcher?
I watched the first episode. I really liked it.
Yeah.
I just haven't had time to watch anymore.
I like it. Henry Cavill's voice is legit the deepest thing in the world. And my favorite part about that show right now is the quotes.
Mm-hmm.
Like the quotes that are famous from the show are him saying,
Yeah.
or fuck.
Yeah. The grunting and the fuck.
So how are you doing?
Excellent writing.
Welcome.
Pretty good.
Welcome to the future.
Thank you. Feels just like the past.
Yeah, the only exciting thing, though, about the future now is that we're all going to die.
Mm-hmm. Wait, that's exciting?
Yeah, man.
Is life sucking that much for you?
No, I'm talking about the world. Like we're one day into the new year, the Pope slaps a woman.
Uh-huh.
And to be fair, did you see the video of it?
No, but I heard he was justified in it.
Yeah,
I heard the woman was.
She kind of grabbed his hand.
Yeah,
and but it was really like, if you took the Pope hat off of him and put like a drag queen wig on, it would have looked hysterical.
Well, now how is that any different from like? Did you ever go to Catholic school or anything?
I went to an Episcopalian private school.
Okay, were there things there like where nuns would like slap your hand with a ruler if you got out of line?
No, not. I mean, I wasn't going to school in the 30s, but no, they didn't hit us. I mean, there were SWATs and stuff where you would go to the.
Well, okay, there was. Now, what are the SWATs?
We get spankings by the dean.
Okay, now how is that any different than what the Pope did?
Oh no, I don't think he's wrong. I just think it's funny that the man who is the icon of turn the other cheek slapped a woman's hand for. Granted, she did grab him.
Yeah.
She was excited. I don't think she was assaulting him. I think she was like, holy shit. That'd be better if she said that. Holy shit, that is the Pope.
That would make more sense, yes.
So day one, the Pope slaps a woman.
Somebody here?
Day two, we start World War III.
Now, we should have known that was inevitable. We should have known. I'm actually surprised it took this long in his career. I forget the actual word.
Presidency?
Presidency, thank you. I'm surprised it actually took this long for him to do something like that.
Well, it's funny is there was someone on Twitter that said the president is going to start a war with Iran in order to get the heat off of him, or in order to get the numbers up. He's going to start a war with Iran because he's not doing a good job. And do you know whose Twitter that was?
Whose?
Donald Trump's.
Oh.
He said all of that about Obama like 9 years ago.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy? That's the equivalent of the dude going, hey, your boyfriend's going to cheat on you. He's going to cheat on you for sure. You might as well leave him because he's going to cheat on you. And then her boyfriend doesn't cheat on him or cheat on her. And then years later, he cheats on her. Predictions, man.
It's a fucking crazy world we live in.
I just hope, all right, so let's just say, hypothetically speaking,
right,
a missile is headed here right now.
Okay, like to this spot to Mama?
Yeah. No, I've pissed off some Iranians in my day. We're on the list.
I think I've only pissed off one.
You know who I pissed off?
Who?
The Libyans.
The Libyans?
Yeah, they wanted a nuclear bomb, and I made one out of pinball machine parts.
Oh, you pulled the old switcheroo.
The old Doc Brown.
Oh, so this means your DeLorean's finally done?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Then you can use it to go back and rig the election.
And I have to believe that the FBI is going to the Twin Pines shopping mall and going, the fucking Libyans were here? Firing a rocket launcher? Hey, let's get some of this security footage. What the fuck happened to this car?
What? Did this car just explode?
The damn Libyans.
I know. And what's with the fire tire treads? How does that happen?
You know, the thing is, about the Libyans, I like the fact that two girls can kiss each other. Like that I'm fine with.
Right.
blowing up Doc Brown, that's where I draw the line.
Exactly.
Oh, lesbians, never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if a missile is coming here right now, what do you do?
Duck and cover.
Yeah.
I hear that works.
No.
It doesn't?
No, not at all.
Now, my dad my dad when he was in school, he told me that duck and cover worked. They never actually got hit by a missile, but they practiced it and they were told it constantly. So I can only assume that it worked.
I think that's letting people feel like they have a certain amount of control.
Nah, the government wouldn't do that.
Same
to
thing
us.
on airlines,
Mm-hmm.
the in case of emergency landing, aka crashing.
Yeah.
Put your head between your knees, and like all of that. I think a lot of that is just like, hey, this will calm people down.
Mm-hmm.
This will just let people die thinking that they're not going to,
Right.
that they're doing everything right. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
But really, that's what it feels like. Duck and cover. Hey, Beth, when you went to school, did they tell you to duck and cover if you see the flash? Nuclear war? Shelter drills? So what did you do for the shelter drill?
Literally, we walked out of our classrooms and sat in the hallways.
Oh, well, nuclear bombs don't get hallways. They get rooms with windows.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, we were lead-lined.
Oh, well.
That's what they used to tell us, that the
Yeah.
building itself was a bomb shelter. So if you were in the hallways and not in the
Interesting.
classrooms...
Yeah, see, they're lying to kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna die in that school
They
hallway.
They
still
also
do.
told us under the wood tables was going to stop the atomic bomb.
Yeah.
Hang out under your desks. I used to even look as a little girl. I used to go, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's-
The wooden desks.
I mean,
Kindling.
we're just gonna die.
Yeah.
Wait, I have to interrupt.
Yeah.
I really do.
Go ahead.
Do you know what they
Do you
told
want to sit down? We have
No.
a mic. You sure?
Yeah.
We're
No.
just talking to the mic.
Yeah, get
You're part of the
closer to it.
podcast now.
Okay.
No one
Hi.
else is here.
When Josh was in high school,
Yeah.
Sorry, did you hear a voice? I couldn't. No. Anyway.
when Josh was in high school, he came home to tell me about how they keep safe if someone is in the building with a gun,
Yeah.
Oh, active shooter drills.
active shooter drills. But this is what they told him. Everybody pile into that corner. So the people in front were going to get shot.
Yeah, yeah.
And the people that made it to the back would be okay.
Yeah.
And I'm like, really?
The athletic kids,
Wow.
trust me, are gonna get to that back corner
Oh, yeah.
first.
I don't understand where that even came from. What is that going to do?
And you know what's funny is my whole thought, and maybe this is like a dark part of my brain that always envisions something bad happening. So there's a lot of times where I'm in a room and I'm like, oh, that's my exit.
Mm-hmm.
If someone comes in here, and it's usually like I'm jumping out the window. Like I don't
I can see that.
I'll survive the fall and the broken glass. My chances of that are better than surviving 16 gunshots
That's true.
because I called this kid a name. No, I didn't. I didn't bully anyone. I didn't make fun of it. I tried my best to be friends with everybody. And in fact, Tony
Yeah.
and my friend Brad and I, we were on TV every day in our school.
Mm-hmm.
We were part of the TV production department.
Okay,
So
yeah.
we would do like sketches and we would make people laugh. And so like while everything in high school was very cliquey, everyone knew us because we were on TV.
Right.
And that got us out of some jams. I remember there was a dude who his girlfriend liked me. Like, tell me
Yeah.
what I did wrong in this scenario. I didn't do anything. His girlfriend liked me, so he wanted to kill me.
That seems all right.
Right?
That seems rational and
so,
logic.
So he he approached me like he's gonna beat the shit out of me. And a friend of mine named Vance, gigantic football player, goes, "Hold on, I got this, Todd." And he just starts walking up to the guy going, "What are you saying about Todd?" And you just see like terror in this guy's eyes as he's backing away, going, No. My problem's with Todd. He's like, No. Now it's with me. And it's like, one, I didn't ask this person to jump in, but man, I was grateful that he did,
Yeah.
because it's gonna be a very different podcast right now.
Oh.
That's true.
I got
It
my
would be
ass
him
kicked.
talking instead
Yeah,
of you.
yeah, that's how it
We'd be
works.
talking about sports and
Whenever you
big guy things.
beat someone up, you take over their life.
Yeah, that's the rule.
The only grade I had trouble with where people picked on me was 6th grade.
Yeah.
And then in 8th grade, I skipped 7th, so I went from 6th to 8th.
Nerd.
So,
Get
yes.
her. Get her, Kenny.
I am a
Hold her
nerd.
down.
But I made a group of friends in 8th grade that when they found out what was going on, when I hit 9th grade and they found out what was going on for me in 6th grade, they kind of took care of the problem. I was 13.
They knew where to bury the body.
No.
Yeah.
I was 13 years old. I had mentioned it to my friends, so-and-so. And
That sounds like a very mafia thing to say.
Yeah.
said, well,
Were cement
we're
shoes
getting
involved?
getting
You
closer.
guys are reading into the situation.
Was he a friend of ours?
Well, I was 13 years old. He said, meet me in the diner tomorrow morning for breakfast. I went to the diner tomorrow morning. He walks in with this kid named also so-and-so. And he looked at me and said, these words. He said, now, mind you, I'm 13 years old. This is an older person.
Yeah.
He said, do you want him scared or do you want him killed? Boom, just like that.
What did you say?
I said, I don't
Killed.
want anyone killed. I said, but I told him, scare the shit out of them.
Yeah.
And trust me, no one bothered me. I walked through high school with a smile after that.
Jesus Christ.
I know.
Did you know your mom was basically Don Corleone? God, I can't even say his
Don
fucking
Corleone.
Corleone.
No, I just knew him. Okay, no,
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
little
my,
bit, yeah.
my buddy Brad, his grandfather was part of something called the Hand.
The
Which-
ninjas?
No, not the. That's the foot. The
No,
ninjas.
no,
oh,
the
you mean the
ninjas.
Daredevil?
Yeah.
No, yeah, it was the. But they were in Chicago-based crime syndicate. We were seniors in high school. We went up to Chicago to visit him, and he offered us positions as runners.
Wow.
And
Oh, shit.
I remember we were in.
You
the-
were closer to the mob than I was.
We were in the basement of his grandfather's house.
Oh, no.
And because we were like sleeping on cots, we were actually taking a road trip, and we talked about it. We were like, "Wow, do you want to do this? Like, do you want to be runners?" And then we both had the exact same thought: is that it was going to eventually go from one day of, "Hey, take this bag to Joey," to, "Hey, go kill Joey."
You're right. That's exactly what it would have become.
And at that point,
You're
you're
right.
too far in, and you're like, "Well, shit, I gotta kill somebody, or I'm gonna die."
That's when Daredevil comes out. He just
Yeah,
starts
Daredevil
beating
beats
you
the
with
shit
his,
out of me.
Blind person
I had
stick.
very, very protective friends. Like, I found out a week ago, I know you guys don't really know me out of here, but all my friends always protected me. I was very shy. And
Not a
quiet.
single one of them in prison has talked.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
I never saw myself as a tough person. And I recently found out I'm tough. Everyone thinks I'm a tough person. I'm like, what do you mean by that? I mean, well, you set boundaries. I said, but that's not being tough. That's just setting boundaries.
Yeah.
You know, I don't look at that as being tough. But apparently, I'm very tough.
Yeah. Well, what you don't know is that same guy from 9th grade has been following you your whole life and threatening people.
He was actually killed.
What? Really?
Uh-huh.
In
About 2 years later.
Okay, I
Oh,
was
so-
about to make a very inappropriate joke.
was it from something related to his lifestyle?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
He came
Yes.
in on me in the shower while looking for her.
I never saw him again after that meeting in the morning.
Yeah?
Because I said to Jay, don't ever put me in a room with that again,
Yeah.
ever.
We had a friend in high school who we called Little John, and he was a gigantic man. Gigantic leather jacket, slicked back hair.
Is this the same guy you're talking about?
No,
Who helped you? Oh,
no.
okay.
This dude was the guy that you were like, oh, this guy's going to murder someone, and then we all hear he's in jail because he slit some guy's throat in a bar fight,
Wow.
and we were like, oh shit, he did kill someone. And then high school graduation.
See,
me,
predictions.
again. My buddy Brad. After graduation, we're walking out of the stadium that we had our graduation in, and I see Little John standing there. I was like, "Hey man, what are you doing? I heard you were in jail." And he goes, "Guy didn't die."
Oh,
Oh, that was good.
He's still out there.
The guy didn't die.
In his defense, he was really wasting all of his talents using a knife. I mean,
Yeah.
He was a giant.
But I mean, that's the difference. I mean, I guess I don't know. There were shootings and stuff when I was in school, but not with the regularity that they happen now.
that we have now, yeah.
Like we didn't have active shooter drills in my school, God, in fact, I don't.
His generation was the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we had a bomb threat once, but I mean, I think it was a kid trying to get out of a test or something.
Oh my God, they really do
We
that?
did,
Yeah.
we did
Oh my
have
God.
a teacher. Oh man, this dude, it was a psychology teacher, and during a lecture, he's no longer allowed to do this. I don't think he's a teacher anymore, but at the year after, he was no longer allowed to do this. But he was giving a lecture on group paranoia. And how one person being paranoid is one thing, but when you have a group of people who are scared or nervous, it's a completely different thing. And while it was the entire class, it was a lecture class. The entire class, the lights are out when you walk in. There's one of those slides, and he stands there and lectures as the slides are going. So he's standing there in the light of the slides, and he opens up his briefcase, and he pulls out a gun, and he says,
Jeez.
there's a logical part of your brain right now that's saying, did he just pull out a gun in class? What is this supposed to do? And he starts talking about how that terror creeps up on you and how it builds and how there's a large group of people and nobody's sure what's going on. So everyone is nervous. And then he points it over the classroom, and it was a starter pistol, and he just starts firing it over everyone's heads.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And then they didn't let him do that anymore.
Yeah.
No shit.
I'm guessing the janitor complained.
No, I'm thinking after a few years, someone went, "Hey, these kids are going to start shooting back. All you need is one good student with a gun."
Good student with gun.
Well, they're
and
arming
lecture.
teachers now.
Yeah, that's
In
scary.
Florida,
That's
they
very
passed a law
scary.
to arm teachers.
And here's my fear with that. And I mean,
Someone's going to get shot.
mark this episode for posterity.
Predictions.
Either you're going to have a teacher come unhinged and pull it out to threaten someone,
Yeah.
or someone else is going to get a hold of it.
I'd say at some point both is going to happen.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's
Yep.
too many teachers in comedy for this to be a good choice.
Yes. No, there's I can genuinely see a teacher pulling it out because he feels threatened as well. Like if
I think that's actually happened before.
They're-
oh, it did happen
Yeah,
already.
but
You're
they're
right.
training. They're supposedly training these people.
Yeah, but
really
cops get
training
angry and
them.
pull out a gun,
You know.
so-
Well, you gotta hope an elementary school teacher isn't gonna pull out a gun just for the sake of it,
We're not talking about
Yeah.
them, we're talking
or
about
high
middle
school.
teachers.
You know. But even then, a teacher. You gotta hope that doesn't happen.
I
That's
said
all
this.
He would be homeschooled today.
The day-
he would not even be in the school.
The day that they passed that law in Florida saying that teachers could be armed, I posted a picture of Hogwarts and said, let's not forget every teacher in Hogwarts was armed, and they still got attacked.
Well, that's true. That's absolutely true.
I mean, it's not. It's a work of fiction, but my point remains
we
valid.
know what you meant.
Whoa, wait.
I
it's
would not
real.
send him to school today. I've
Yeah?
said that to. I'm an elementary school teacher. I could have taught him everything. I did anyway.
Yeah.
Everything he needed to learn at home.
Yeah.
Today, with what's going on, one shooting when Columbine happened was
Yeah.
one thing, but it keeps happening today.
God,
Keep
Columbine,
your
you remember
kids
that?
home.
The good old days?
Yeah.
Like when it was but I mean, when it was rare.
Yeah.
That's what I mean by the good old days. I don't
Yes,
mean
exactly.
good old days the kids were killed. I mean, that was like, holy shit.
Is that what's
was
meant by
big
Make
news.
America Great
Exactly.
Again?
Exactly.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah.
that was big news. And now when you hear about a shooting, there is this sort of,
Again.
and here's the irony of it. I don't necessarily think we should take everyone's guns away. Like, I don't
No.
really know how I feel about the guy Brad that I've mentioned on this podcast a few times already. He owns a gun range in New Jersey. Now, what he's doing is legal, and what he's doing is regulated, and they have criteria that they have to set or to meet in order to sell a gun to someone. Something that happened in their shooting range. Guy came and said, "Yeah, I want to shoot guns in the shooting range." Got into the range, turned the gun on himself, killed himself.
Oh my God.
Jesus.
And then they had to pay $200,000 because the guy's family then comes and says, "You gave him the gun that he killed himself with,
I got it.
and it's an insurance thing that his insurance says, well, then just pay them out, and then their rates go up." So it's like
God.
I mean, I get really torn on this because I do think all right, like assault rifles. If you want to go that route, like, does everyone need an assault
nobody
rifle?
nobody should
needs an
have
assault
them.
rifle.
Exactly.
Like, if you want to have a gun, if you want to have a rifle because you're a hunter, I may not agree with it, but great, you have a gun. But yeah, there's no reason that anyone should be able to go to a room in Vegas, break out a window, and kill. Was it 30 people? No. How many people did he kill in?
A lot.
Isn't it crazy?
It was a lot.
It was
yeah.
a lot.
That all of them blend together. That all of those. Does anyone remember how many people died in Vegas?
Too many.
Well, yeah, too many.
Definitely
50
more than
something?
It was that high?
If only
50s?
we all had objects in our hands that can communicate with space
In my defense, it was
and
five.
pull this information out of space.
Yeah. If
Everyone-
only we
If
had
only.
something.
Are you looking it up? 58 people?
Some
Wow.
Wait,
58 people.
58
why was
people.
The first thing that popped up, how many people are Steve Buscemi?
And how many wounded?
Wow.
413 wounded.
Wow.
To be fair, a lot of
Wow.
that was probably trampling.
This got real dark.
My cousin lives
Anybody
there.
know any good dick or fart jokes to lighten the mood?
You know what? I'll tell this one here.
Okay.
Jordan told this last week, and I fucking loved it. And then I couldn't remember it, and I texted him yesterday, and I said, "What was that joke you told last week that killed me?" And it was
You're going to use it tonight, aren't you?
I'm gonna use it tonight.
Okay.
because I got called out for telling the bus joke too many times.
Okay. Look how many times I tell my same
But
old
it was
jokes.
so I was digging around in my garden and I found a chest full of doubloons, like gold doubloons.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, oh my God, I got to tell my wife about all these golden doubloons. And then I remembered why I was digging that hole in the first place. See,
Okay, back to guns and
yeah,
murder.
no, that was still a dark joke. That was
Yes,
still
it was.
a murdering your wife
Back to
joke.
guns and murder. I like that.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Do you ever just get the feeling that, oh, you know what? Your husband's in the military, right? Are you following any of the stuff that's going on right now?
Yeah, like every update, my friends tell me.
Because we're sending like 4,000 troops to Iraq right
heard.
now,
Honest to God, don't.
and you don't know
Oh, this
anything.
should be a cheerier conversing.
Well,
Go ahead.
no, but I'm just saying, like, it affects everybody.
Yeah, it does.
You know, she's a part of the family, and I don't know. Like, I go into these, I get addicted to the news, and first thing I do when I wake up is I go take a gigantic shit. And
You too?
Yep.
Nice.
And while I'm doing it, I'm going through Reddit news, and I'm looking at all the headlines. And I'm not only am I looking at the headlines, like I'm going into the stories, and I'm the people who post comments. Sometimes you get a lot of really great people in the comments who break down the article. Like, these are the highlights of the article. Here are links to other. Like, some people are just phenomenal about making sure you are informed, and they give you links to other news sites' version of the same story. And but there's just sometimes, like, I'll get to a point, and it happened yesterday, like with the bombing, that I went, fuck, man, like, I don't want to news anymore. Like, I don't want to news. But then I go, well, shit, if I don't read the news, I'm not going to get the notice that we all need to start wearing purple armbands, or they're going to assume we're a terrorist, and I'm going to walk outside to, go to Starbucks, and someone's going to go, you didn't say pineapple 7 times. And then I'm shot.
I was about to say that's stupid, but that's actually pretty likely.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's, I don't know, man. I get so depressed by the news that
I just stopped watching it.
but I
what I
can't.
do.
I just can't watch it anymore.
I can't do it though, because every day something else happens to make me go fuck, and then I don't know, like I
shut it off halfway. I watch half the news, and then I shut it.
yeah, but then you don't know how it ends.
I know, but it's like
It's
too
like
much
jerking
news.
off and then stopping right beforehand.
My
Well,
it's
actually,
too
it
much
increases the
news.
Is
yeah.
When you want good news, wait for there to be a lot of bad news about Trump, and then watch Fox News. That's when they
Well,
Oh,
put it on.
yeah, no, that's something that actually is so. I have again,
It's true.
I have a friend that works at Fox News, and he's not a Trump supporter at all, like by any stretch of the imagination. But it's funny sometimes when you see news stories like bundled together, and you'll see like if it's a bad day for Trump, it'll be like over 50% of the country wants Trump removed from office, and then the next headline is from NBC, and it's like new polls bad for Trump, and then the next one is like AP, and it's like more than half the country wants Trump out, and then it's Fox News. 3 kittens find their mother, and I was like, wait, what?
You're not kidding. That is so true.
That's pretty accurate.
It's weird.
I turned it on and I'm saying, I tilted my head like a dog, like they look at you like you're crazy. That's what I was looking at the news and when I was watching Fox News. They say nothing.
And my dad is a big, Republican, a big Fox News person. And again, like I keep saying this, like I think there's a difference between a Republican or even a right-leaning person and a Trump supporter. I think those are two very different things.
I agree.
Because I have friends who are very right-leaning. They consider themselves Republican, and they're very good friends. And when you talk about social issues, they'll even go, yeah, I should be a woman's right to choose, or yeah, of course, get married to whoever you want to get to. And then but then they paint themselves into this corner with Trump because that was their guy. And I understand at one point it was anybody but Hillary. And maybe this is it's when you get into a fight with someone. I think I said this before. Mm-hmm. It's when you get into a fight with someone and you say something that you regret, but you're in that fight and you can't back down from your point because you're afraid of what happens when you back down. So you just double down on your arguing point, even though it has no legs. You keep pushing that because you know that you were wrong, and you just hope that the other person will walk away. Am I the only person that's done that ever?
No, you're not.
I feel like we should have like a national day. This has become a very anti-Trump thing, and it's funny because like. I usually try to not get political on this, but I got really bummed out today. Like seeing the news reports of all of the soldiers who are getting sent off again and going, fuck, like more people are going to die now. And it was like, when back in the Bush War days, I wrote a sketch for Duty Humor that was the president declaring war on the sun. And we didn't make the president in the. We didn't make the president Bush. We made him Bush-like. Uh-huh. But I literally wrote it with exact quotes that he said. Which like, well, you keep sending rockets full of soldiers to the sun. He's like, well, we got to fight the sun there, so we don't fight it here. And there was one of my favorite lines was they were like, you declared war when you bombed the sun during the eclipse. He goes, yeah, I got him when he was blinking. No, but I don't even remember what my original point was about Trump. Oh, this is it. Is that maybe there needs to be a day, and we make it very public. Like we make a huge, guess what, guys? February 1st is your day. Be as far right as you want, be as conservative as you want, but this is the day for you to come out and say, hey, I was wrong about Trump, and nobody will bust your balls. Nobody will say, I told you so. Like everyone has to agree, okay, you know what? You said that. We're all on the same side now. You get a better person next time. Well, have an election that doesn't involve another country, and let's do it again. But they can't be shamed for making that decision. You can't rub their nose in it. It has to be a day of, welcome to reality, welcome to the side of the facts, and then we move on from here. I will never give you shit for him again because you have admitted that you made a mistake or that you were misled. Is probably the better way.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
But the problem is,
well,
I know people who would immediately be the "I told you so."
Yeah, because it's not easy to admit when you're wrong. Nobody wants to admit when they're wrong. Nobody wants to be wrong, but we're all wrong, whether we want to admit it or not.
Biologically, we are. There was an article I read about the evolution of arguing, and as a species, we evolved to not learn from an argument or a confrontation. We need to be louder to be the winner. And that's why you have things like, what is it, cognitive bias, where people only see the things that back their argument, and I wrote this blog piece a while ago about it, and it was like, okay, well, people say, this will tell you how far back that one was. People will say Obama wasn't born here. He's not from this country. So you go to the White House, you sneak in ninja style, you get into his office and you dig through his drawers and you see all of these receipts where he was paying homeless people to kill each other for fun, and then you find his birth certificate and you go back to your friends and you go, here's his birth certificate, you dickhead, I was right. But you neglected to mention that you found some horrible information in the process, but you didn't want to share that because you have to be right.
Right.
And you can't learn from, and I mean, that's something that I think when I became aware of things like that, like just biases and cherry picking information, I became a big fan of thinking a lot about the things, like in an argument or a discussion that you're having with people that you disagree with, is what I'm saying right, or am I saying it to be right, or to win, quote unquote, win the argument? And I think there's a lot of time now where you can say, I don't know. Especially now we have these phones in our hands, and we can say, I don't know. Let's look it up. Now, where that becomes a huge problem is another scourge of our day and age, the misinformation.
Yeah, because anybody can just write anything and say, this is what I found. And
Australia just locked a dude up who was putting out misinformation on vaccinations.
Oh, I didn't hear about
They
this.
had a bunch of deaths, and they I think it was Australia. Pretty sure it was Australia, and they locked him up, and they were like, "Your words led to people dying."
How?
Because he was saying vaccinations were poison and to not vaccinate your children.
Oh, okay.
And
that
then,
makes sense.
And then you have kids dying of measles, and
That makes sense. Okay.
and it was something like in America we were down to single-digit measles outbreaks, and now it's flourishing.
Well, that's because of the people not vaccinating, and it's going to get worse and worse.
If we are all living in a simulation, and right now all of us are sitting inside of some like salt tub full of water, and we've paid for the service to participate in the Earth game. Like, at what point do we go, oof, that got a little unrealistic there towards the end? Yeah, I would like a refund, please. I don't know. That's kind of a bummer. Kenny, tell us a joke that doesn't have to deal with a dead woman.
Well, that might take a minute. Let me
That's
think.
all you know.
Yeah.
Go for dead children.
Oh, my God.
Throw some dead baby jokes out there.
All right, we should...
Those used to be
Yeah.
popular.
dead baby jokes?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Still
my
popular.
In my day, that was a big thing. I hate them, but my girlfriend used to love them.
My
All
girlfriend
day.
loved dead babies.
She loved dead baby jokes. She just
What's,
loved them.
What's 12 inches white makes a woman scream all night?
what?
Crib death.
She would have liked that joke.
Yeah. All right. That was terrible. Very dark
Very
show.
terrible, yeah.
What should we name this episode since it's been so dark?
The darkest hour.
The darkest
The
hour.
darkest
I kinda,
Wait,
hour.
how long has we been going on?
like 30 minutes.
The darkest
Half hour.
I kind of like I want my money back too. That's
No feeling crib death.
that was if
Let's end it on crib death
yeah,
note.
if you die and all of a sudden, oh shit, there is a God. We're standing in line together. What's the first thing you say to God? I want my money back. Give me that harp. All right, we should wrap this up.
Okay.
Beth, get up on that microphone because you need to tell us what you learned tonight.
Well, I'm not what?
She's not loud enough. Yeah.
Well, I kind of learned I didn't pass out like I felt like I would when I got in front of the microphone.
No, you did pass out for a bit. Kenny started touching you, and you woke up.
Yeah, that just got her going.
Kenny, what did you learn tonight?
Oh, yeah. Gosh, there's so much. I learned we can get dark pretty
Yes.
quickly. Like, it takes little effort for us to talk about dark subjects.
I think that's the thing
I
with
came
comedians,
into
though.
the darkness.
I think so, too.
But on the flip side of that, we have, like, oddly, a lot of nurses in our audience. Like, when I ask, what do you do for a living? We get nurse a lot.
Yeah.
But it is people who work with, like, trauma patients or in hospitals.
Mm-hmm.
They develop a dark sense of humor because that's a coping mechanism. So maybe it's the vice versa. Maybe we, to counter our comedy lifestyle, we just have to get real dark.
Every so
Right.
often.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every so often. It's good to just go out, kill a hooker.
What if you just got the services of a hooker, but did a little dine and dash on her?
Dine and dash. So after
Dine and dash on a hookup.
after you eat, you run. All right, I learned something tonight too.
Depends on how quick she can get her pimp.
Yeah,
Kenny's weird.
I learned something tonight too. Kenny spends way too much time with his hookers. All right, we're Mama's Comedy Show. We're here every Friday night at 10 p.m. Call 407-363-1985 to make a reservation. You can find me, Todd, on Twitter, at Todders. I really don't use Twitter. I did post something today.
I deactivated my Twitter account.
I
I never use it.
I don't use it either, but I know some guy wants my name, and fuck if he can have it.
No.
But I did post today. I just posted somebody stop him. You can find me on Instagram at Todders as well, Todders, or Snapchat and Xbox Live, Duty Poo Poo, DOODIEPOOPOO. Also, while we're at it, find Mamas on Instagram, and also be a pal and add Papa's Comedy to Instagram as well. We've got some news coming out about that soon.
Is that something we can talk about now, or is it
Not
something
right
we
now.
need to wait on?
We have to
okay.
wait on it. Kenny, where can people find you?
You can find me on Facebook and Instagram and Xbox Live, KJardine27.
All right, and that's it, right?
Yeah, that's it. Unless Beth.
Next week. Next week.
All right, never mind, Beth. Fuck off.
What is the date next week? Do you want to give people your social information? Let them find you?
No, not really.
Yeah, see?
Tell them about the joke of January 12th.
Oh, Josh, you come up. You like
Get on the
yeah,
mic,
do
Josh.
your
Do your
own-
own dirty work.
do your own plug.
Hi, I'm Beth Silvers.
She's suddenly Southern.
Yep. Come on January 12th to the Orlando Improv for a joke off. That's basically, yes, a joke off. We're all going to get off.
The 8-year-old in me is screaming.
They're gonna joke off all over each other.
Yep.
It's going to be a great show. Lots of fun comedians. It's actually a bunch of stand-up comedians trying to do improv, so it should be interesting.
Also, next week, which is the 10th, is Cody's birthday show.
Oh, nice.
So call and make a reservation for that. We'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.